world topics and world events is my specialty, and especially things that have to do with other countries, stuff like that. Let's just say I know quite a bit about it. But I decided from time to time I'll probably drop some videos about current world events on this channel, because there's things going on in this world that's outside of boxing. I know sometimes, you know, um, some people might want to understand what's going on and might not want to turn on mainstream media sometimes, but I like to put things short and sweet and right to the point. So I'm gonna start a series of videos called topics called Sidepunch topics. So the first Sidepunch topic today, we're gonna talk about what's going on in Afghanistan real quick. What is the reason that why did they pull out? Well, it's really easy. The U.S. has been in Afghanistan for for what, 20 years. Um, the war in Afghanistan, or our troops being out there, has been in place since my first kid was born. So my first kid is about to be 20, and this war is about the same, or this occupation is about the same age. So I know you turn on the news, turn on CNN, and you see the Taliban has taken over the government. They're taking over government buildings. You got to ask yourself, you say, well, if the U.S. military is so mighty, how come they couldn't get rid of the Taliban? Well, the answer is they didn't want to get rid of the Taliban in the first place. It's highly likely that they would have never been able to get rid of all of them anyway. I don't care how mighty a military perceives themselves to be. You can't overthrow guerrilla warfare. There's no way you can get rid of everybody and flush everybody out with guerrilla warfare. Those people know their terrain better than the military does of another country. We've seen that in Vietnam. It's the same thing in Afghanistan, any other country that another military goes into. I don't care how much firepower they go in there with, that other country still has some sort of the upper hand, but don't want to get too much into that. Now, why did you see videos? Sometimes you have to be very skeptical of mainstream media because they are masters at doctoring videos and staging a lot of stuff. Like CNN, especially CNN, they've been known to doctor things, and there was a lot of questionable things in their past. The green screen situation when they said that they were in during the Desert Storm War. They said that they were in I think it was Kuwait. They said they were on the rooftop. Kind of found out they were in the studio. That's one example of CNN's antics. But why did you see people running to try to get on those planes? Those planes were the U.S. troops were there's some on their way there, and the ones that were still there and that weren't pulled out yet, they're there to get all of the U.S. citizens out and the embassy, the people from the embassy, and to pull them out as soon as possible to extract them. And more than likely, they're probably going to take them to another, like an allied country, to do something, and to do like a sort everything out and then transport them to wherever country or to the U.S. or whatever it is. Those big planes are not like gonna come straight from Afghanistan to the U.S. But why did you see those Afghanis trying to get on that plane? Well, let me just make it short and simple for you guys. You see the CNN reporter. She's in Afghanistan. You notice the Taliban is supposedly behind her, and they're letting her film and, going about their day. The reason why that is because the Taliban is not going to attack people because the U.S. military is still there. And those people running understand very well how much danger that they're in. And I'm going to explain this. If we're going by the narrative of the media and what the government is telling us, the Taliban is evil. So let's just run with that. Pretty much the reason those people wanted to get on that plane is they fully understand the minute the U.S. finishes the evacuations, the Taliban will start slaughtering people. That is pretty much why they're trying to escape that, because the Taliban was pretty much suppressed a bit while the US military was there. So, their presence wasn't felt as much. But the minute that they started extracting the troops, then they started making their move. They was already set up, ready to do that. They were waiting for the troops to leave. They were probably ready to do that before it was even announced the troops were leaving. That's how strategic that Taliban is. That's how united they are. But what's going to happen is all those people that were back in the U.S. being there, and the people that was pro-U.S., the Taliban is going to flush those people out and exterminate them. That's what's going to happen. And those people know very well what's at stake, and they're defenseless. And the government of Afghanistan fled the country, left, and the military there didn't want to fight. And this is what I don't get. The Taliban, they don't even have air. They don't have an air. They don't have any jets. None of that stuff. They're, when you want to talk of in military terms, they're rather primitive, man. With their weaponry and stuff like that. When it comes, when you compare it to the U.S. military and other militaries, and even some fucking rebel groups got more arsenal than the Taliban does. But then again, we don't know what they got. They probably have some shit stashed away. We don't know. We ain't seen them come out yet, but it's pretty clear that they want to take over the government, and that's exactly what they did. They chased out the president of the country. They chased the military out. They didn't want to fight. They threw their guns down because the U.S. was there fighting for them all this time, was helping them train, and they decided, no, we're comfortable with the U.S. taking care of this for us. But that's just like a kid. You teach your kid life's necessities so they can go out on their own and handle their own business. It's not the U.S. business. After the fact, they showed them what they need to do. They supposed to handle their own business, man. That's their country. So that is exactly what's going to happen the minute that the troops end up leaving there fully. The Taliban is going to rain down on those people. And, this is just going by the narrative of the media, that the Taliban is evil and this and this and that. That might be a possibility that they might rain down on those people, man. Then again, who knows? Maybe it's just the fact that they just didn't want the U.S. troops there. Maybe they just didn't want them there. That could be another possibility. And that nothing will happen. There'll be no violence. Maybe they just don't want other people occupying their country. And you can't really get mad at that. You can't get mad because somebody else doesn't want us there. How would we feel if the Taliban was over here for 20 years and shooting our troops or whatever the case is, or our people? And we wouldn't like that. So, we got to look at it from other people's point of view. So that is the reason why, you see those people doing what they were doing. But if you want to flip the page over a bit, that shit could have been totally staged. That could have been you seeing those people run on that tarmac, chasing after the plane. That could have been all staged and set up. Remember, the world is a theater, bro. And them talking to the Taliban, supposedly Taliban, that could have been staged. We don't know, man. We only see what the media wants us to see. So you got to look at it from two different lenses, from the reality point of view of what could possibly really be going on, that they could be telling the truth, or you got to always you got to always go the opposite direction when it comes to the media. You got to always have your question marks up and question everything with them as to, is this real? Those people chasing the plane to get on, is that real? Is that just staged? You got to look at it from different angles. But running off of the original narrative that the Taliban is evil, the reason why those people were trying to get on that plane is simply because they understand once the U.S. leaves completely, the Taliban will slaughter them. This is Rebel Life Boxing, and I'm off this. Catch you guys later. Peace.